All right, now I've talked to you about what impactful partnerships are, the 3 types, why they matter. I want to leave you with this. How do you develop impactful partnerships? Number 1, put yourself out there every single day. You should be having a conversation about what you want to achieve, writing about what you want to achieve, posting about what you want to achieve.
Yanely Espinal, you have written about this, you've talked about this, we've talked about this. Yanely, what would you say to Dr. Page?
When we go and look at like medical school, they have cadavers. When we go to look at law school, they do case studies and clerkships. Why are we shocked when personal finance education isn't resulting in improvements? Because they're not practicing. So I absolutely think fintech is a huge piece of that.
Our next guest, her name is Yanely Espinal. She's a personal finance expert. She's also the director of educational outreach at Next Gen Personal Finance. Good morning, Yanely.
Hello, Marisol. So nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you as well, and I know you're going to help us understand all of this, but I want to first start with something that we talk about a lot on this broadcast, which is teaching our young ones about finance.
And YouTuber who goes by the name of Miss Be Helpful, Yanely Espinal. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Okay, so before we begin, let's talk about credit. What makes up those 3-digit numbers, that credit score?
Yeah, so there's 5 different factors that make up your credit score.
I've been teaching people about personal finance primarily online since about 2015. Growing up, I was in a low-income family, and my parents didn't know much about, the way of life in America. They immigrated from Dominican Republic. But I was very fortunate, and I was able to get a scholarship to college. So once I got there, I was tempted to, keep up with all my friends and peers. So I was using credit cards to buy books and computers, things that I needed for school, but also to pay for clothes and shoes and Starbucks and Ben & Jerry's and go bowling. So when you give me access to $1,000 from one day to the next, what do you guys think I did? Spent it. How much of it did I spend? All of it! By doing something, by becoming an advocate, we can open up that gateway to financial education. There are these negative cycles in our society, so we have to change that. To really make sure we reach students in Title I schools, in low-income communities, in the same seats that I sat in when I was 15, 16, because I want them to know that there is opportunity for someone just like them to be able to come out of that situation and rise above poverty. A lot of people in the media say that financial literacy is not taught in schools. The public school system's failing us. We're not teaching money. And that's not really true. There are a lot more states where it's happening as a required class, and then there are a lot more states where students are taking elective classes. So I really wanted to just go and look at schools where this is being taught. So once you learn something, once you start investing and you start saving and you read a book about money, put other people on. Share the book. Tell people about the workshops and the videos and everything that you've learned, because when you give it on to the next person and they give it on to another person, it creates this ripple effect in our community. That's where the real impact and the change happens. Stop obsessing over audience growth. It will come as a byproduct. Let's stop focusing on making money and shift our focus to making meaning. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Yanely.
Let's hear it for
Excellent.
Yanely.
Thank you.